Hi everybody and welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I just got this book yesterday at a little bookstore in a far, far away land. And I was so excited. It was in very bad shape. I had to put in a new artificial spine, but I was able to reattach the original spine. But look at this from 1924, 101 years old. I've had quite a few Child's Garden of Verses books, but I've never seen this one before, and it is lovely. And the little child sees the little image dancing in the fire. It's absolutely awesome. It's well worn, but I love that about old books. It means it was well loved. The back is still intact. I added my vintage beads down the side, and it's just so sweet. And when I opened it up, look what fell out of it. It's in a week before Valentine's Day. It's To My Valentine, this cat playing a little accordion. Isn't that sweet? I forget what you call those. It's not an accordion. Anyways, how cute. So let me show you the inside of this beautiful journal where everything inside is authentic, original, antique, and vintage ephemera. This is a really chunky one, and it's quite large. And hold on, I'm just going to grab my ruler here. This one is 6.5 by 9. Nice. That's a good size junk journal. Okay, so before I put it in my Etsy store, let me show you what I've done here. So this was the original plate. I attached it to here because it was so incredibly brittle. Just picking it up, a piece came off that I've reattached here. So absolutely the most stunning plate I've seen in a children's journal. It's absolutely fantastic. That's the original first page, and this is from the Southfield Publishing Company in Akron, Ohio. And there's the date there, 1924. I love this first page here, and this is the original construction spine. Internal spine of this book, and I just love the texture of it. It was in a few pieces, and I was able to, like a jigsaw puzzle, put that back together. Look how cute that is, just in time for Easter as well. 1940s. This is a very old little piece, just a piece to journal in, pretty cool, from 1913. And then this photograph here is from the 1920s, 1929, and it's Ollie, Manning, Maud, Dorothy, Charlie, and Lindsay. That's sweet. And then this here is a vintage, very old card, a little education card, B for blocks. That's sweet. I love it. A vintage schoolbook paper there, a little cluster here on top of the vintage dictionary page. And this is an antique book, Rosamond page. Look how sweet that is, the kids playing there. And then this is a pressed hydrangea on top of a vintage wildflower book page. I know it looks brand new, but it is over 50 years old. Vintage Monopoly money. And this is the inside of a destroyed book. Look at that. It was from a book called Bedtime Stories. I wish it had survived. So I turned it into a little journaling spot. Because it's sweet. And then, of course, I don't have many of these left, but this is from the early 1900s, made in England. Beautiful feathers here and the little pins, and these are the golden pins here. This is actually got some value, and whoever gets this journal will enjoy that, I'm sure. Little 100-year-old banknote here. And I love that they have the numbers on the back. And then we have here this beautiful 1850s, another Hogarth plate. This might be the last one of this series that I use in my junk journals, but that is a beautiful engraving there. And then over here, that flip side of the Rosamond book. And here's another great piece. It's a little destroyed, but it's so old. It's 100 years old. So it's pretty cool that it lasted this long. This little set of snaps there. And then this is another book page that didn't quite make it, but I was able to save part of it to make that journaling tag. And then here is a floating pocket, and that is from, this is actually from an 1850s page here. And this is a little journaling spot here from a 1930 book. What's over here? Let's see. Oh, right. Yeah, this is also from a 1920s book, Nature's Way. Oh, I love it. So yeah, that's a fun little floating pocket, right? There we go. Tuck that back in. More bunnies. This is from a vintage botanical book. Isn't that wonderful? Vintage bird watching journal here. And then one of Stacy's tags here, receipts from Maple Grove Dairy in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And this is a vintage boarding pass for British Airways. cool. That came from a 1920s twill tape. It fell off. I still have the twill tape. And up here is an embossed piece from an internal spine. It actually says "Our Girl" on it, which I think is wonderful. A little 1930s page here. And a 1936 Paris, France Almanac page. It's hilarious. September 13 and September 14. That's a long time ago. Feather from my backyard. And this is Palm Springs, California. And this beauty is from 1950, so 75 years old. And then this is from a 1937 University of Knowledge book. That is King Henry VIII. You can journal on the back there. Beautiful little piece down here. And that is all mounted on top of a children's book page. Here, vintage. This is a handwritten research page here, which I just love the cursive writing from the early 1900s. Just beautiful. And this is gorgeous. This is from a very old, probably a 70-year-old bird book. And this one is got birds in their nests and eggs. Look how gorgeous that is. And I don't have many of those left. And they are very sought after. This came from the bottom of a music portfolio, or folio, sorry. More bird pages here. You can journal all along there. Another botanical page here. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Little goat with the bumblebee here from the 30s. I love it. There's a little peekaboo window pane journaling spot. And then this here is from the 20s. An advertisement for Society Art Needlework. Tablecloth number 9. That was pretty fun. And, oh, that's a 1950s recipe book page there. A 1920s flinch card, number 10 there. I can swap that out for any number you like. Just let me know when you go to check out any of my journal purchases. This is the cover of a very old 120-year-old book. And I loved that the child put in what it looks like transfers. It looks like they would have rubbed that on, but these, I wish they were in better shape. These are very sought after, hard to find. And this is from 1923. It was a school book, sales book on bookkeeping and accounting, and that student was Myrtle Green. Thank you, Myrtle. Another book on bookkeeping, book page on bookkeeping, 1950s there. And look at this, is that little sweet, the bunny who wanted red wings. There's a plate from that book, and some little child has stamped St. Petersburg, Florida on every page of the book. Oh, more recipes. This is just a really fun little piece that I pulled out of a newspaper from the 40s. It's pretty cool. And then this is another one of these handmade paper doll dresses. A child wanted to make more for their paper dolls. I love that they added all the little tabs and everything. And colored it in with crayon. Probably from the 50s, that is. It was in a 1950s paper doll set that I acquired. This is just a beautiful 1885 ledger page. A little brittle, but you can still work with it. Here's a beautiful little children's book page here. Look at the images. They're so wonderful. It's a ledger sheet. Here's another floating pocket here. And I love this. This is from the 30s with some committees written on there, the names of people on different committees. And here is a little book that you can journal in with all my antique cutoffs. And then this pocket here is actually itself from the 1930s. Isn't that neat? And another wonderful little children's book image down here. 1950s crochet book page. And then this is another one of these wonderful Pennsylvania souvenir napkins from probably, we're thinking the 60s from what we can find. When I say we, I mean my son and my youngest son and I did that one. Looked up that one. And then here is a little pocket that I was going to stick something in, and it is this here. This is a vintage bingo rules sheet. How cool is that, eh? Yeah, rules for bingo. Just thought it was fun. And tuck that into there. And then this is a 1950s or 40s. And you'll soon find out. Look at this. How gorgeous is that? All these different kinds of crochet things you can make and advertisements. Scrap fun for everyone. That is exactly what junk journaling is all about. Beautiful 1904 English countryside plate. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. This is from the early 1900s here. And this is a page, one of the front pages from this book, A Child's Garden of Verses. Lots of journaling space there. That's a little vintage flower book page there. Another crochet. Did anybody have a grandmother with crochet bedspreads? I did. And that brings us to the end. So I hope you love this one as much as I loved making it. It's in my Etsy shop now, hyperstamper.etsy.com, capital H. And please subscribe and come back soon. Bye for now.